Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again, another reaction for you guys. Today guys, of course, Secret in the Journey of Ben 10 Ultimate Alien. This is Season 1, Episode 7. Of course, I won't know the title until I get into the episode. That's the beauty of this. I don't know the titles, and I think it's really cool because some titles have really spoilers once I find out what they are. So I'm like, okay, good. I didn't know the title beforehand. So, last week's episode was pretty interesting because of the introduction officially, even though we saw him in Episode 5 in the flashback, but in terms of our characters, Ben, Gwen, and Kevin interacting with him, Pandora, the one who's in that metal suit. And what I also like too is that it revealed in a way that not all the aliens that Agrigor stole, the 5 aliens he had taken, are all good guys, essentially, or at least good, like have good intentions or whatever, because Pandora was like, I'll pay you $1 million to break me out of this suit. Of course, he didn't have the money. And then once he's out, he's been told, like, over and over, you are radioactive and everything. Like, right away, even Kevin said it, even though he was trying to get the $1 million. He's like, whoa, radioactive, like, what's going on here? Like, radiation, what the hell's going on here? So he didn't care. He didn't care that he was radioactive to others once he was out of the suit and everything. But it was a really interesting episode because Ben actually used the guy from the opening of the series, Ultimate Alien, of course, the water-type alien that Agrigor actually took back. Just like with Pandora at the end and the turtle one at the end of episode 5. Like, he's now taken back 3 of the 5 aliens that Ben, Kevin, and Gwen have tried to rescue. And unfortunately, he's getting them all back. So, and he must have built that suit. That's my theory, that Agrigor actually got that suit made so that Pandora isn't killing others or potentially Agrigor himself because of his radiation or whatever. That's my guess. That's my theory. I have no idea. But yeah, because he wanted out of it. Pandora wanted out of it. So yeah, so really enjoying the series so far. I'm really curious what to see more about. Hopefully Agrigor in this episode. I'm not really sure. But anyways, guys, let's dive into it now. Let's check it out. Let's go. Really? This dude?
Whatever you're selling, we don't want any.
I'd never trifle with you guys. In fact,
I never?
help. I'm selling insurance.
Really?
Oh, it's a fully baked promise. How do you like that?
What?
Tell your friends.
The real fans prefer to be
Andreas'
called
fault?
fanatics.
Fanatics?
Dumb and stardom.
You're raising a barn.
Oh, wait, that's on the cups. All the aliens.
Why don't you ask me about the delicious flavors that Mr. Smoothie has for
Ben!
What?
Oh my god!
Alien X smoothie was a real disappointment. Kind of tastes like filler.
Destruction? Me? That's crazy talk. The idea that I'm some sort of trouble magnet is... There's a door right there!
There's a door!
Done with your interview?
Spider monkey! They're just taking that?
Just to be sure we're seeing the same
What?
thing.
Are they
It
fans?
has been 10 flavors. I only count 9 souvenir cups.
I'm confused. Why are they upset there's only 9 cups or whatever? Okay, at least Kevin's doing something. Jesus. Flat. That was good. Thank you. They really didn't get any far. What?
Jenny! Your friends
They're going to that kid. I was like, let's say they're going to go to that guy in the opening. No.
I also think the Toon Channel purposely makes one really bad episode of Sumo Slammers every season to get us to buy more toys. Here they are robbing a pizza place. Then 2 days ago...
Because they're
they
working
were
for that
burritos.
one guy. Yeah.
They've stolen before.
To get in contact with one of their leaders would take...
James, old friend, I'm sorry, but you've picked an ill time to chat. Our battlements crumble around
The
us.
beast attacks.
James, I must go.
So, it's interesting to see Ben and Kevin and Gwen essentially, like, looking into the whole fact that the Forever Knight's being destroyed. They're villains. But I guess it's like, well, if there's a threat that's taking out other threats, like, they're going to be a threat to us and, you know, potentially good people eventually, so it is what it is, I guess. But the Forever Knights are a joke at this point for the most part. Like, in the classic series, it was very different. They were, like, really serious. But since Alien Force onward, the Forever Knights are kind of a joke now. But we'll see what the hell's going on here, because what the hell's destroying these castles?
Another
Oh, that's
castle
nice.
was knocked down last month. They said they were
Is that the
remodeling.
opening?
Yeah, right.
Jimmy, you will do a healthy physical activity at least 4 days a week, or no computer.
Stealth is out.
Well,
Pretty
you're already
much.
good at stealth anyway.
Yeah, it's true. They were just standing there holding their guns. Damn. They're just standing there? Shoot them. Yep.
Great to see you guys. Nice digs, huh?
This dude.
I hate to ask this twice in one day, but are you guys seeing...
Yes. Really? See, a joke.
All right,
See,
Archie,
come on.
What's a scam? Hello, beautiful.
Kevin?
Gwen's like, you can't take it.
Right, you know I love money more than anything in the world.
What did you say?
Almost anything in the world. You're overdue for a beating.
I saw the yell. I'm like, wait, is that the alien?
Stop! Please stop! You're scaring him. We're scaring him?
Friends.
Yeah, friends. Poor guy didn't know which way was up.
Of course
Now
he
we're
found him.
best buds.
Of course.
Argit is Andreas's friend.
Scan. Okay.
Uncatalogued DNA acquired.
I'm providing a service.
This is totally wrong.
You know what a concrete fist tastes like?
Mmm. Hey, 'cause you could. Oh. Ooh, okay. Okay.
Face it, Kev. Hey, what's your damaged lunkhead?
I am Sir Dagonet.
Okay. For Dagonet.
I'm here to restore the honor of the Forever Knights, which you
Could
have
you please?
sullied with your alien
Sullied.
filth.
Shouldn't have sullied him, man. You want me to stop being king of this castle and instead
Yeah.
go live in a dungeon?
Yes.
Knights!
That army.
Uh-oh. He's getting nervous.
I'm saved! And they made me the patsy, putting me on a throne and forcing me to wear this ridiculously soft and luxurious robe. I can't believe they sent you, Sir Dagonet, the greatest warrior ever born.
Ever.
Totally knew who you were. I mean, who doesn't?
You and your compatriots shall have your day in front of the High Inquisitor.
High Inquisitor.
Wait.
What?
What's gonna happen to Andreas?
We slay monsters.
Do any of your schemes ever work?
That's a good question. Did any of them ever work?
Think I still have one of your quills in my butt.
Oh, I'm surprised your money didn't protect you.
Is she ever gonna drop that?
No.
Nope. Forever Knights hate everything alien. That includes you guys. After they kill Andreas, we're next. We have to save him! Please! He's my best friend!
Okay,
No
sure.
one's killing anyone.
Argit.
In accordance
guy.
with Forever Knight law, any alien who dares to...
Where do you think you're
Exactly.
going? I was scouting our escape route.
The space vermin.
Swap fire.
Swap fire. Yeah.
Think so.
Ooh. Damn.
And shooting me is a worse idea!
Go Gwen. Kicking ass. Ooh. Ooh.
That thing's set on self-destruct. We need to clear out.
Shit.
The sentence will be carried out on all of you.
I'll bet Andreas could absorb the whole thing.
No.
Don't just assume that.
Boy, let him decide.
Andreas saved Argit, a new friend.
Ben, we can't let him do that.
Damn. I think he'll survive. Hopefully. My God.
You know how much money I had in there?
There you go, Kevin. Kick his ass.
He trusted you. I just don't get you, Kevin. None of you.
And Kevin is,
You wouldn't.
Andreas set up counter vibrations that absorb most of the blast.
insane.
He saved us. He saved everyone.
He's gonna find him. Son of a bitch. I kind of figured Agaror's gonna show up. Yep. Oh my God.
Hurts. I'll all better. 4 down and 1 to go.
There you have it, guys. I wasn't expecting where the episode was going, but I actually am happy in the direction that it went. Because the opening, I wasn't too thrilled, honestly. Because Argit, I think it's how you pronounce his name, Argit, but he's a weasel. He's a fucking weasel. That's what he is. And I'll just call him Weasel for the rest of this video. When he first showed up to the Forever Knights front door, and the castle broke down or whatever, because he's like, well, I'm going to offer you a service for $100,000 a month. It's like, what? And the whole castle goes down. And then we run into this whole situation where Forever Knights are going around stealing burritos and pizza, and they, of course, they run into Ben, Gwen, and Kevin, where Ben's at this, like, Mr. Smoothie, like, meet and greet or whatever, because they have special, like, alien, like, smoothie flavors or whatever in cups that are specifically with Ben 10 aliens and all that kind of stuff. They show up not to attack Ben, not to attack them at all. They're there to actually take a smoothie machine or whatever. It's like, what the fuck is going on here? But it turns out Argit, the fucking weasel, ran into Andreas, which interesting name because from what I remember, it's a San Andreas fault or whatever. That's something in California, I think, or something like that. Where so like I think that's where the name comes from, Andreas, because literally he can create earthquakes with his abilities. So we had seen him in the flashback, the giant yellow kind of mech kind of looking alien, because we don't know exactly what he looks like under his like kind of, you know, like his suit or whatever, especially his mask. Like you see like ears sticking out as well. So I'm like, okay, so there's something going on here. So it's just like, it's like his armor or whatever. But we heard him speak a little bit, but we really got to learn a little bit more about him, how he thought Argit, the weasel, was his friend. He thought, you know, I can trust him. He's there for me. He's my friend, you know, all that. And he sacrificed himself. Even though he didn't die, he was in a lot of pain. He was dying, essentially. Of course, Agregor got him again. I just assumed, because the episode wasn't going to end with him, like, sacrificing himself. And, you know, the three of them, you know, really, really appreciate and hate the fact that he had to do what he did. But he saved so many lives and saved innocent people from dying because the Forever Knights were being a bunch of assholes. Well, at least the one guy was, who showed up later on. I knew that Agregor was going to show up. I kind of just figured. 4 down, 1 to go is what he said. So with the fucking weasel, and there was also a couple of references that I thought was interesting as well, because like I was like, are they making a reference about this episode? Because Jimmy comes back again. He's the one who, of course, exposed Ben to the world and everything. But he's a giant fan, you know. We saw more fans at that smoothie thing, and I'll talk about that more in a second. That one again, Ben. I'll talk about more of that in a second. But Jimmy was like, you know, there and explaining some things, whatever. And he says, well, you know, like they always have that one filler episode of Sumo Slammers or whatever to make you buy more toys. I'm thinking, are they referencing that for this episode? Because it feels like it is a filler, but then we got introduced to Andreas officially, because he is one of the 5 aliens Agregor took. We know that. So then it turned more into, okay, this actually has some story relevance here, because there are some Benton episodes that we have ran into that have been filler. Doesn't mean it's bad. Doesn't mean it's bad. You can just tell they're just throwing it in there to help pad the run time, or at least the amount of episodes, and to, like, say, sell more toys. That has occurred. And I think that one of the episodes earlier in this season may have been one that just had so many aliens involved. I think it was the cloning of Ben or whatever. That was the 100th episode as well. But yeah, there was like a lot of the 3 Bens running around, and then you had a lot of aliens. So maybe that's what they were kind of referring to, is that, you know, you have that filler kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think it is accurate, though. That cartoon shows, you know, do have like that sense where if they're airing on network television or whatever, like Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon, they have those episodes where it's just there to help sell more toys or whatever, because they highlight a lot of different characters or whatever like that. So yeah, so they made that point. And there was also a point in the smoothie thing. That's what I was getting to. So the kid is like, Ben, and Ben's trying to answer a question. He's being interviewed. Ben, what? I'm your biggest fan. Also, you know, the Alien X smoothie felt kind of filler. And I'm like, I think that's their kind of response to the commentary, I guess, on the fact that Alien X was used once and never used again. I think it was only used once in Alien Force the entire time. I mean, but then again, Ben, there was a very good reason why Ben never used Alien X again. But the fact is like, oh, it just feels like a filler, because he's never used it. He just doesn't use Alien X. So I'm like, okay, that's a fair point. That's a fair response that they're making on themselves. It's also kind of strange to see Ben out there being in the public eye or whatever, but it kind of changes up the whole, like, the show, because now he's not in hiding anymore. And the fact is, too, it's only Ben getting the attention. I guess since Gwen has magic and Kevin has his absorbing abilities, not that exciting, I guess, to the public. I mean, they're right there, and the audience is like, woo, go Ben, whoa, spider monkey, you know? It's like, you know. So when they get to that castle that's really been heavily fortified, it seems, Of course, Argent's there in his like king robe getup, which is like ridiculous. But it goes to my whole point that I was making in this episode, and I've mentioned this before on the live streams I've done talking with Darren and Kai Sept about Ben 10, that it feels like from Alien Force onward, like, well, of course we had some Forever Knight storylines within Alien Force, and now we've seen, you know, one here in Ultimate Alien. Was there another one previously, or was the Forever Knights at some point shown in a previous episode of Ultimate Alien? I can't remember, like, it's so apologies, but the Forever Knights have basically been shifted. Like, they have now become more of a joke and not taken seriously, because they even make the joke in the episode too, once they take the actual smoothie machine, Forever Knights, run away! It's like, okay, so they are a joke, and the fact is it was even more like proven with the fact that they were like catering to Argent or whatever, the fucking weasel, and was showcasing him around or whatever, like he's king. And it's like, oh god, guys, seriously, like, you're supposed to be I'm supposed to take you seriously, because the Forever Knights in the classic series was handled pretty damn well, and I love what they did. And it feels like Alien Force onwards, they just, I don't know, I guess they just said, well, we need to have kind of like a jokey, kind of like not really taken seriously villain. Let's just go for the Forever Knights, because they were really serious in the first series, the classic run. Let's make them kind of a joke now. Let's kind of make them not taken seriously by the audience when they show up. I don't know why that is. It's kind of annoying. But they did try to rectify that a little bit, or change that, because they brought in that one guy. Of course, he didn't have a helmet on, so you can see the difference. Like, this actually is a character. And he shows up, of course, the fucking weasel is like, oh, I'm sorry, they're the ones who control the monster. They forced me to do this stuff. And of course, the guy didn't believe him. And then it's like, we're gonna execute Andreas. So the whole thing goes down, and we see Swampfire, and I'm waiting, honestly, I was waiting for Ultimate Swampfire. We've not seen it before, but I'm assuming there's an Ultimate Swampfire. I'm just assuming, I have no idea, but I'm assuming there's a, oh, no, wait, we did Ultimate Swampfire. Sorry, we did at the end of Alien Force. We did. It was, okay, so I do apologize. I forgot. I literally forgot for a second. I'm glad I caught that before I went too far. I'm going, wait a minute, there is an Ultimate Swampfire. But I was waiting for it. I was thinking, okay, Ultimate Swampfire. But at the time when I was thinking, like, are we going to see Ultimate Swampfire? Like, are we actually going to see this, like, if this character exists? It does. I forgot. But, and it would have clicked if he would have went Ultimate Swampfire. Like, oh yeah, I remember it. Okay. But he didn't. But it is what it is. But the main point they were trying to get to is that, no, it's not Ben trying to save the day. Because I'm assuming if he was going to try to hold in the blast, he would go Ultimate Swampfire, I'm assuming, to hold it. To hold it in, like to try to lessen the blast. No, Andreas decided to do it. Of course, Agor had to find him and everything. Of course. I also like the running gag a little bit. I'm gonna try to include as much as I can of it, but the running gag of Kevin saying, you know, I love money more than anything in the world. And Gwen's like, what? And he's like, I mean, mostly everything in the world. It's like, that was close. That was close, dude. And she made a point to like say like, she always like made a reference to it like a couple of times after that was said, like to where there was a spike in his butt or whatever, and she's like, oh, can't your money help you out? And then he like pulls open the bars or whatever of their prison. It's like, after you. And she's like, oh, do you want to hold the door open for your money? Kevin at one point when they're still in the jail is like, is she ever gonna let that go? Ben's like, no. It's like, no, because you said that right in front of her. You love money more than anything else in the world. It's like, so you're basically saying, even though I know he wouldn't do this, but when he said that line, it's basically saying, well, if I got a ton of money to leave you, Gwen, I would. I'm saying, been there. Flub. But yeah, I was like, I would leave you, Gwen, if I got a lot of money. I do choose money over you, Gwen. Like, I know he wouldn't do that, but that was kind of like her worry. He's like, what? So it was a good episode. It was good. It went in the direction I was expecting, because honestly, when opening, I'm like, okay, I guess, whatever. Like, I don't like the character that much. And when I have mentioned that before, there's been people in the comments saying, you're treating him really unfairly. He's not that bad of a character. I don't like Argent, the fucking weasel. I don't like him. I'm sorry, I just don't like the character. So when he popped up in the opening, I'm like, oh shit, okay. And the Forever Knights, I'm like, okay, we'll see what happens. And then it ties into the overall Agor narrative. So that kind of saved it. But yeah, so, you know. But anyways, what did you guys think of the episode? I'm curious to know your thoughts. Whatever thoughts you have, guys, let me know in the comments below. I can't wait to see what happens next, guys. I'm enjoying the journey so far. Talk to you guys soon. Peace out.